Mani, you can start now.
Okay, sir. A very good evening. On behalf of Kanpur Ophthalmic Society, I welcome all of you who has joined this evening. So today's evening is basically on the topic which is very much important in all the leading, all the ophthalmologists, not just the leading one, all who are starting the practice and who have already started. So when fellowship or anything, we know how to do a cataract. But at a time, we should be knowing ki what are the things we can do beyond the just a simple cataract surgery, and that is the advancement in the cataract surgery. And today's discussion is all about the advancement in the cataract surgery. And to discuss this advancement in cataract surgery, we have two eminent speakers. Uh, Dr. Jatinder Wahi from Lucknow. He doesn't need any introduction. We all know him very well. He's known for his humor very well, and he is a medical graduate from GSPM and a postgraduate from SN Medical College, Agra. He's a fellow in neuro-ophthalmology from Clayton Hospital, UK, and after that he was in SGPGI heading the neuro-ophthalmology unit in SGPGI. And then he's a practicing ophthalmologist and a medical director of Greens Medical Center. 22 years he is practicing in Lucknow. So Jatinder sir will be taking care of the advancement in cataract surgery introduction part, and followed by Dr. Manish Mahendra. Dr. Manish Mahendra is a very renowned anterior segment surgeons in Kanpur. He is the founder and director of Khairabad Eye Hospital and Mahindra Eye Institute. And he's not, he is basically known for his academic excellence. There are so many publications, and he is also known for his numerous presentations at national level as well as the international level. He was secretary of Kanpur Ophthalmic Society in 2012 and 13, followed by vice president in 13 and 14. So today you will be speaking on presbyopia unlocked. So without wasting time, I would be requesting Dr. Jatinder sir to please take over and start. So over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you for the very humble introduction. And let me acknowledge this evening. I would request everybody to mute their mics. Ashish, सबके mics mute कर दो, please.
सर ठीक है.
It was a very kind and a humble introduction by Dr. Manish. I really appreciate it. And I would like to acknowledge that he is a current secretary of Kanpur Ophthalmic Society. Alcon is an organization which does its best for technological advancements and dedicated for all the ophthalmology advancements which are into practice now. Let me thank Kanpur Ophthalmic Society for giving me this opportunity to talk this evening. At the behest, I would like to thank Dr. R.N. Kushwaha, President, Dr. R.K. Gautam, Scientific Secretary, and Dr. Manish Saxena, the Secretary of Kanpur Ophthalmic Society. Today, I'll be talking about a very specific thing, that is advancements in cataract surgery. Then it will be dedicated to a part which really signifies what advancement really means. If we just have a perceptive, we have an aim to give a good vision to our patients. Whenever we operate, we do a cataract surgery. Our main aim is to deliver the best vision to our patients. But my dear friends, this evening, let me talk about something different. It is now no more an era of talking about quantity of vision. There is no fun speaking of 6x6 vision now. The things, the scenario, the generation has changed. And now what we talk about is the quality of vision. We acknowledge our patient's vision just by doing the Snell's chart visual acuity. And after we operate, we again go for the Snell's chart visual acuity. And if the patient is 6'6", we feel a pride that we have given the justice. But let me tell you, this era is not an era of delivering 6'6" vision. The visual acuity is just the central resolution of vision. But there are many other things. For example, there is a minimal light sensitivity, which is very, very important. There is a contrast sensitivity, which is another important factor. There is a detection of motion, which is governed by the brain, which helps the good vision. There is a color perception. There is a color contrast, as well as there is a peripheral vision, which all in all comprises the central visual acuity. So vision itself is a very big thing, but we dedicate only to just a Snell's assessment. That is not a true thing. Moreover, from the patient's point of view, there are another two important things, that is the reading skill and the reading speed. Now, patient has a right to have a vision which was given to him by God. That is the best possible vision in the young age. So now this is the era of delivering that quality of vision. It is not quantity of vision, quality of vision. And that comprises of all these things which I have talked about. So how we can give this quality of vision? This is an important thing. The quality of vision can be delivered if we have got a clear concept of what we are going to do while we are going to operate a patient. If we are going to just remove a cataract and implant a lens, I think that is not going to do anything good, because it is no more era of residual refractions, residual abrasions. Now it is an era of cataract and refractive surgery. So it is an opportunity that once a patient is getting operated, his basic power should go off. There should be no error, no residual error. His all the corneal refractive errors has to go off. And third, his all abrasions should go off. And this cannot be achieved if we do not have an instruments which are technically sound to assess the preoperative status. And in that lieu, I would like to just take you to another step, a leap behind in diagnostics, the digital diagnostics of the cataract surgery. And for that, we have equipment known as Varion. Let me take opportunity to share the screen. So when I am talking about today's scenario, it is bull's eye optimization of cataract surgery. That means I want to deliver bullseye. My arrow should hit right into the center of the board. So that gives me a perfect vision, the perfect quantity, the perfect quality. And for this bull's eye optimization, I am going to talk about Varion image guided system. So what this Varion is, it is an intelligent planning and a navigation system. It is an image guided system. And within just 5 to 10 minutes, I will cover how this exactly works and how it exactly makes me absolutely sure to deliver the exact quantity as well as the quality of vision. So now, what is Varion image guided system and how does it work? Now, let me tell you that this system comprises of two different segments. One segment is kept in OPD. This is for the pre-operative assessment. And the other segment is there in your OT, which helps to execute what we have decided in our OPD. So this is an instrument, as you see here, it is a tabletop with two equipments. One is more like a slit lamp like a thing where patient can put his chin and we can do a calculation. And on the right hand side of it, there is another computer like screen there, which is a planning system. I will just come to it. So when I talk about the first system, this part, this is the Varion reference unit. Now it is a non-contact technique where my patient will keep a chin. I have got a joystick. I will move the joystick forward and backward. and I will just capture the image with a non-contact device. I'm not going to touch the eye. I'm not going to touch the pupil or something or cornea like that. So I am going to take a high resolution reference image of the patient, and I will be focusing, my image will be focusing on scleral vessels, limbus margin, iris features, and the finer intricacies of the anterior segment, and I capture an image here. Now, once I capture this image, in a second, in a moment of a second, I'll be doing keratometry, which will be a perfectly advanced keratometry. I'll be doing a limbus position and a diameter assessment. I will be calculating the white to white horizontal of the eye. I will calculate the size of pupil. I'll be able to see the corneal reflex position, which is going to help me in my surgery. As well as I would also be able to find out the eccentricity of the visual axis, how my visual axis is. So this, just a click of a joystick will give me a high resolution image by this module, which is known as measurement module. And that is all. Now, by my another click, the second part of my vision Varion system is a vision planner. Now, this is kept on the right hand side on the same table. So the moment patient, I have acquired the image, I ask my patient to go off, and by a click of a button, the entire image and the knowledge I have gained through this image is transported into vision planner. Now, this helps me. Now, it gives me a complete opportunity to surgically plan what I am going to do in my OT. So this is the beauty of the equipment. So I have taken an image, and once I just click a button and the things go into the vision planner. So what I'm going to do now, this vision planner, which has got an auto imported information from the right hand side, I'll be able to calculate the exact, I will be having with me the latest formulas, Holiday 2, Holiday, Hoffer Q, and now Barrett's formula is incorporated. So the only thing I have to do is that I have to just acquire an axial length on the optical biometer, and I have to feed that data, and rest everything has been imported by the patient's image, and that has been integrated here on the vision planner, and I get an opportunity to plan the patient's cataract surgery. So what I will do, I'll just tell you in a moment. Now, I am talking about the other part which is kept in the OT. This is a digital marker microscope, and it is another equipment which is known as MID. So what do you mean by this? Now, this system is a system which is kept in OT, and it has got a small attachment which can be fixed with any microscope, whatever you have in your OT, whether it is a Zeiss or it is a Leica or it's a Topcon or it is a Molybdenum or it is a Appa, anything. It can be Takagi or anything, any microscope. We just fit that system into that microscope, and we have got two parts here also. As we are having two parts there, we have got two parts here also. Now, this digital marker microscope, what it does, whatever information and planning I have done in my OPD, I'll just tell you the details of that. That I will carry in a pen drive, and I will come and put this pen drive on this digital marker microscope system. So the entire information is now being put here, and this will give me a real-time execution of that information onto the patient's eye while I'm operating. So this information which I have brought by planning here will help me the patient registration, incision guide, where I have to put the main incisions, where I have to put the side incisions, what will be my capsular axis, what will be the size of capsular axis, what will be the centration of their axis, what will be the toricity, the toric marking systems, entire thing without touching the patient. Where will be my main toric system, where I will be implanting the final lens, what will be my check procedures, what will be my entire finalization, and as well as documentation. Everything can be done through this equipment which is there in my OT once I put my pen drive here. So when that pen drive is attached here and I am looking into the microscope, in my right eye, I will be having the entire digital information in a monochromatic display, which will be focused on the patient's eye. So on the screen I will have the whatever planning I have done कि मेरा मेन इंसिजन कहां होगा, साइड इंसिजन क्या होगा, रेक्सिस क्या होगा, वो सब कुछ मेरे को अपनी राइट आई से माइक्रोस्कोप में पेशेंट की आई के ऊपर रियल टाइम दिखाई देगा. तो जो मैंने वहां प्लान किया था, वट एवर आई हैव प्लान, दैट विल बी अ रियल टाइम इन लियो. That means if the patient moves his head little left, the entire focus registration image will also move to the left. It will be superimposed on the patient's cornea. So I'll be having a real time information every moment while I'm operating. Now that is the beauty of this Varion system. So now let me tell you, when I am operating on a Centurion microscope, phaco system, the entire thing is intricated. The entire thing is intricated with this machine. So even with my foot control, I am able to decipher the entire information and execute it. So my digital marker system will collaborate with this system. That is an entire suit. This is an entire cataract suit. But even if I don't have a Centurion machine, that doesn't make a difference. But the entire thing, whatever I have planned in my OPD, can be very well executed here. So now let me see what I do here. Now let me take another 2-3 minutes and tell you what I do. So once I call my patient, I will not put a drop in his eyes. I will not touch his cornea. I would like to have a virgin cornea, and I would like to sit him on the first system. This is a measurement module. It is kept in OPD, as I have told you. And this is the image I acquire. If it is green, I say, okay, I accept the image. And the entire information of keratometry based on reflections, limbus, pupil, vessels, detection, the entire thing I capture here on this system. Now with a click of the button, the entire image moves to the left and it goes into a Varion planner system, which is on the same table. And once I have the information here, I feed the axial biometry, I feed the phakic thickness, these two parameters which I feed into this system. So this system will automatically calculate everything for my patient कि पेशेंट का नेजल एरिया क्या है, टेम्पोरल एरिया क्या है, मेन पोर्ट कहां से जाएगा, साइड पोर्ट कहां से जाएगा, कितनी बड़ी रेक्सिस रखेंगे, उसकी टॉरिसिटी कितनी है, उसमें कौन कौन सी पावर्स लगेंगी, मैं सारा आईओल प्लानिंग, कौन से फॉर्मुलेज लगेंगे, एवरीथिंग इज ऑटोमेटिकली कैलकुलेटेड और मेरे लिए एक प्लान बन के ब्लूप्रिंट बन के तैयार हो जाता है कि दिस यू हैव टू डू व्हाइल यू गो इनटू द ओटी. इवन इट विल टेल मी कि मेरा मेन इंसिजन कितना मैं अगर लेफ्ट या राइट शिफ्ट करूं तो कितना रेजिडुअल एस्टिग्मेटिज्म कम हो जाएगा. दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस सिस्टम. So I can, with my computer joystick, I can move the main incision little temporal, little nasal, or whatever gives me the least residual astigmatism. I move there and I achieve the best e-metropia on this system on my vision planning. Once I have this, I just take a printout also and I just auto import the information in my pen drive. And from here, I walk to my OT. When I walk to my OT, so here I get an IOL calculation and a surgical planning map. And from here, I take my pen drive, I go to the OT and I put it into the DMM. I put it there. And once I put it there, so there it tells me the exact positions of the incisions, real time on my patient's cornea, centering, sizing of capsular axis, accurate centering of multifocal, the amount of toricity, angles, which place, axis, everything. And I can just control, if I got a Centurion machine, I can control everything with my foot pedal also. So, इतना सब जो मैंने किया, तो इसका फायदा क्या हुआ? We are all human beings. My assistant is a human being, and I can commit error at any point of time. It can be a biometry error, transcription error, astigmatic planning, manual markings जब मैं लगाता पेशेंट को तो साइक्लोटॉर्जन अगर उसको हो जाता तो मेरा SIA कैलकुलेशन क्या होता, that was not known to me perfectly. मेरी कैप्सुलर एक्सिस का कंस्ट्रक्शन, मेरी आईओल पोजीशनिंग, ऑप्टिमाइजेशन, यहां सारे पॉइंट्स हैं जहां पे आई कैन कमिट एन एरर, माय असिस्टेंट कैन कमिट एन एरर, एंड विद वन क्लिक ऑफ Varion आई अचीव द परफेक्ट विजन, द परफेक्ट प्लानिंग. दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ Varion. सो व्हाई डू आई नीड Varion? कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि टॉरिसिटी में इट हेल्प्स द बेस्ट, एंड देयर इज नो डाउट दिस इज द बेस्ट इंस्ट्रूमेंट टू डील द टॉरिसिटी. अगर 0.75 के ऊपर एस्टिग्मेटिज्म पेशेंट को प्री ऑपरेटिव है, तो ये सिस्टम ऐसा है जो बुल्स आई आपको 0.000 सेट करके दे. दैट इज द ब्यूटी, बिकॉज वी नो दैट इवन इफ वी आर 3 डिग्री मैल अलाइंड, even we are toric iris must be aligned within the 3 degrees of the intended placement. लेकिन अगर हमारा माइल अलाइनमेंट बढ़ता जा रहा है तो हमारी जो भी हमने टॉरिक कैलकुलेशंस किए वो सब फेल होने लगेंगे। अगर हमारा 10 डिग्री का मिस डिस्प्लेसमेंट है, मिस अलाइनमेंट है, तो दैट विल लीड टू 33% ऑफ द एस्टिग्मेटिक लॉस। एंड अगर उससे ज्यादा है तो हम कहीं दूसरी तरफ ना माइनस से प्लस में ना चले जाए। So that is the beauty of this system, that it gives me, there is no blue pen marking pen lining और उसको मैं बैठाऊं कैलकुलेट करूं, कुछ नहीं कर रहा। बस मेरे पेशेंट को मैंने मशीन पे बैठाया था, उसने सब कुछ कैलकुलेट किया और वो मुझे एक डिजिटल लाइन के साथ बता देगा कि मेरा एक्सिस कहां पे है, मेरा 90 डिग्री कहां है, मेरा इंटेंडेड एक्सिस क्या है, मेरा स्टीप एक्सिस क्या है, फ्लैट, एवरीथिंग इट टेल्स मी। And that is a real time what I have calculated in my OPD. It is real time being focused every time on the patient's eye. So with this, even if the patient has a cyclotorsion, it moves the head left, right, up, down. The machine will also, the image will also move superimposed on the cornea. So toricity for me is nothing. Now, I don't have to put any mind on that thing. I have to just put my mind on operating. And जो वो मुझे दिखा रहा है, मेरे को वहां पे एक्सेस छोड़ देना है. And next day, I am happy, my patient is happy. So that is the beauty of the Varion. This is a type of screen which planner gives, and this is a printout, and the execution on the eye is absolutely different. It is something like this, which you see in the screen. It is a high resolution image, a digital image, which is being superimposed on the cornea, and it gives a true surgical customization. True surgical customization. What I have planned, what I have intended is is executed real time. So this I have already covered. Intro. Now, when I say that I am doing a real time superimposition on the cornea, कुछ लोगों को ये पूछना होता है कि वो इमेज आपको असुविधा तो नहीं होती कि उसको देखने में, कि डू यू हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम व्हेन यू जस्ट वॉच योर थिंग्स ऑन द आई, एंड डू यू गेट एनी? नो, it is the beauty of this instrument that the digital markings always move as with the patient's eye, and it is a comprehensive guide and gives the exact landmarks for what you have intended. Even for multifocals, the rings, unki placement, unka pupillary jo image, jo corneal image ke sath alignment hai, that is all foolproof. So you really have a fun, enjoy. This is the type of markings you see on the eye. So it gets a high definition image guidance, and step by step it is a navigation. It आपका हाथ पकड़ के बताता है कि 59 डिग्री का मतलब ये 59 डिग्री ये लाइन दिख रही है, आपको अपने लेंस को 59 डिग्री पे छोड़ना है. It is a real time axis tracking, and this is the type of grid you get. And ये सब बातें सुनने में बड़ी हाई फाई लग रही होंगी, but once you do it, you see what it is such a user friendly, it is such a simple, yet it is highly advanced system to hold your hand and make you perform what you have decided in the OPD. So this is the beauty, and you enhance the placement of your multifocal IOLs, you enhance the placements of your toric IOLs, and you have a super checks every time. You have a centration check, you have an alignment check, so you are absolutely sure at your heart that you are at a right position to deliver the right thing. Post op assessment के लिए एक बड़ी खूबसूरत बात है कि once you have completed your data, so what you do is that machine asks you to save the data. Now, once you press that button, save the data, so what does machine Varion does it, that the system which is kept in the OT, it will track the patient's name, age, ID, pre-op care readings, lens model, IOL power, incisions, location, post-op keratometry, and vision. अब वो pen drive में चला गया. Now you again take that pen drive from the OT and you now go and put it into the system in the OPD. वो क्या करोगे कि जब आपका पेशेंट अब एक हफ्ते के बाद आया और एक महीने के बाद आया, आपने उसका विजन ले लिया और आपने उसकी केराटोमेट्री कर ली, तो बस आप ये दो डाटा लेके आप पेशेंट की फाइल खोलो एंड यू पुट दैट डाटा इनटू दैट सिस्टम. नाउ the information which you have after operating, you have brought from the OT to OPD, that will be calibrated with the new vision and the K readings as well as the refractive status of the patient. When you put it in the machine in the OPD, ये मशीन आपको बताएगी कि डॉक्टर वाही, आपने जो पेशेंट ऑपरेट किया था उसका SIA क्या होना चाहिए, आपके मेन इंसिजन की डेप्थ कितनी होनी चाहिए, आप जो भी लेंस डालते हैं उसके जो डिब्बे के ऊपर ए कांस्टेंट लिखे हुए हैं, अब आपने अगर 15-20 केस कर लिए हैं और आपने ये जो डाटा मुझे दिया है, मशीन कहती है, तो वो ए कांस्टेंट अब आप जो डिब्बे पे लिखा है उसको मत मानिए. अब आपके लिए हम बताएंगे क्या ए कांस्टेंट है, उस लेंस का ये एक कांस्टेंट डालिए and you will get a much more advanced and beautiful results. Now that is the beauty of this machine. So you can customize your SIA, you can customize your A constant for different IOLs when you feed back the information which you operate and bring back to the OPD. And then it does it all. It works in flow with few clicks, and you get bullseye optimization. Your location, your sizes, सब कुछ एकदम redefine होता चला जाता है. You just आप अपने ही records तोड़ते चले जाते हो, and that is so. This is how the Varion adds value to your practice. So it is a value proposition. It is an advanced surgical planner, integrates in OT. It gives a beautiful facility of technical service and future software upgrades. Patient, it gives a precision results, and you are always. It is a true value proposition. It is a very high precision digital system which helps in each and every field of your cataract surgery, and it's a true advancement. And at the end, it gives a very happy patient, and that is all what we strive for. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear friends. And this is all I really wanted to share with you. And yes, now at this juncture, I hope that I have not bored you all with my talk. And now I would take the question and answers in the end, but at the same time, I would request my next speaker, that is none other than Manish Mahendra. Manish, are you there? Manish? Manish, are you there?
एक मिनट.
Manish, are you there? Dr. Manish Mahendra, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. So my next speaker is Dr. Manish Mahendra, and he is my fond junior. I really love him because I have my guru was his father. Dr. Y.K. Mahendra was a very big name when I came to Kanpur for doing my MBBS, and I had a serious problem in my eye. And at that time, Dr. Mahendra was there to help me out and bring me out from that viral keratitis which I had. So, and his brother Ashish is my batchmate, and Manish is my fond junior. They are all from GSVM. And I really appreciate one thing of Manish, that he has always kept pace with technology. He has always believed in presentations and academics, and that goes hand in glove to give a very good vital information. So today's, after talking about this diagnostics, now I am going to offer the stage to Dr. Manish Mahendra for a very important thing, and that is pressed myopia unlock. Now you give a quality diagnosis and you do a quality surgery, but apart from distant vision, what about near vision and what about intermediate vision? So everything is very, very important, and none other can do a better justice than Manish. All over to Manish. Manish, all over to you.
आ गया. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Manish, perfectly all right. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for those nice words. It was a wonderful presentation, sir. And as usual, you're always so impressive with your talks, and you made it so simple and so interesting. It's always a pleasure to hear your talks, sir.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you.
So, good evening, friends, and I would be talking on presbyopia unlocked. At the outset, I would like to thank Kanpur Ophthalmic Society for giving me this opportunity to present my topic. So I would start my topic. Okay, so now we all know that intraocular lenses have come a long way since they were first implanted by Sir Harold Rinde back in 1949. And actually, he noticed these inert acrylic plastic splinters which came out from the canopies of the aircraft and were present in the eyes of these pilots during the World War II. And that's how this idea of intraocular lenses evolved. So since then, these lenses have evolved tremendously from generation 1 to the present generation of 6, and then now we are in the era of correcting presbyopia. So when we talk about IOLs correcting presbyopia, we have three options, and we were initially using these multifocal IOLs, which are actually bifocal IOLs. And now at present scenario, we have these EDOF IOLs, that is the extended depth of focus intraocular lenses, and the trifocal lenses. So if we look at all these three lenses, we will find that all the three lenses hold good for distance vision. That is the bifocal, the EDOF, and the trifocal. But when it comes to intermediate vision, the bifocal IOLs are not that good, and whereas for the near vision, these bifocals hold good. But when you come to EDOF lenses, they are much better for intermediate vision, but not so good for the near vision. Whereas the trifocal holds a good vision range of a distance, intermediate, and near vision. So technically speaking, trifocal lenses are ahead of these two lenses. Then as far as the light transmission and the energy is concerned, the EDOF and the trifocal lenses score over the bifocal lenses. In terms of contrast sensitivity, all the three lenses are equally good. In glare and halos, of course, the bifocal lenses, we find more glare and halos as compared to EDOF and trifocal lenses. All of them are pupil independent, and when it comes to spectacle independence, the trifocal lenses are definitely better than the other lenses. So why do we need trifocal lenses? Now, in today's world, vision at each distance is important. And in these COVID times, we have seen that our screen time has increased, and therefore near vision has become quite important. Reading book, newspapers, cell phones, a lot of activities for near vision. As well as the intermediate vision is also important. We are into computers nowadays, laptops, iPads, when we need to read these menu cards, or we have to go to at airports also when we read those charts on boards. So for all these things, intermediate vision is very important. And of course, the far vision is always important for our daily activities like driving, watching TV, playing sports. So what exactly this diffractive technology is? Now, what happens is that on the optics, they are concentric rings which are placed at intervals. Now, if you look at these rings, if you look at these ridges, you will find that if the width of these ridges are closed, they are not wide, then the power is more. The add power is more. And as the length of these ridges increases, the add power decreases. So taking this technology, the bifocal diffractive IOL lenses evolved, where 40% of the light did not deviate. That is, it passed through the refractive zone of the IOL, and the 40% of the light it deviated through these ridges to land at a near focal point, so that we could see then have a near vision, and approximately 20% of the vision was lost. So in this trifocal technology, we are also trying to get this 20% of the light energy. Now, if we look here, there are two designs. One bifocal design is having a distance and a near vision, where you have these ridges which are placed close to each other, and the add power is around 3.5. And another bifocal design which is used for distance and intermediate vision, where the distance of these ridges are spaced a little more, which gives a little less add power. And when we combine these two designs, the first bifocal design for distance and near, and the next bifocal design for the distance and intermediate vision, what we get is a trifocal lens, where the first ridge is basically used for a near focus, and the second ridge is for the intermediate vision. Now, in the series of these trifocal technology, we have a wonderful lens which is of Alcon company, that is by the name of PanOptix. And if you look at the features of this PanOptix lens, it is a presbyopia correcting IOL. It has an excellent biomaterial platform, an ultraviolet filter, an ultraviolet with a blue light filtering foldable material. It has a high refractive index. It's a hydrophobic acrylic material. And the overall diameter of the lens is around 13 mm. And the optic diameter is around 6 millimeter. And the anterior surface is designed with a negative spherical aberration so that the positive spherical aberrations on the cornea get compensated. Now, moving forward with this PanOptix, it provides a technology known as the Enlighten technology, and about which I'll be talking later. Uh, it gives a full range from distance to intermediate to near vision. Um, the preferred intermediate vision, that is, it creates an intermediate focal point at 62 centimeter with the add power of plus 2.17 diopter. And for a near vision, it has a focal point at 42 centimeter, which has an add power of 3.25 diopters. It is less pupil dependent because the diffractive structure, if you see the diffractive structure of this lens is about 4.5, occupies central 4.5 millimeter. So it is therefore, less pupil dependent, and it transmits about 88% of the light through a 3 millimeter pupillary aperture. So this Acrisof IOL basically is a presbyopic correcting intraocular lens, which can be implanted in young and in adult patients who are presbyopic and who desire near, intermediate, and distance vision with increased spectacle independence. Now coming to the A constant of these lenses, the A constant is labeled at 119.1, which is based on the theoretical calculations. And surgeons who have their own personalized A constant for Acrisof IQ or Restore lenses can have their own personalized A constant for these PanOptic lenses also. Say, for example, a person who is using an Acrisof IQ as a personalized A constant, then he can add plus 0.16 in his A constant to get a personalized A constant for PanOptics. And similarly, if he's using an Restore IQ, he has his own personalized A constant for Restore IQ, he may add plus 0.1 to get a personalized A constant for PanOptics. So that's how you can calculate the A constant. So why near vision is so important, and that's, I've already mentioned that because in this era we are more used to laptops, iPads, and so all these require intermediate vision. And it has been found that the human factor surveys and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration recommends, they did a study and they recommend that 60 centimeter is a comfortable distance for this computer work. Now, why this diffractive zone matters? Now, actually, if you see here, the 4.5 millimeter is the diffractive zone where you have these ridges present. Now, they are designed to be less dependent on pupil size or lighting conditions. Now, for example, if you have a zone which is small than 4.5. So what happens is in low light condition or in scotopic conditions, when your pupil enlarges, most of the light would pass through the peripheral refractive zone of the lens. And therefore it would compromise your intermediate and the near vision because less light would be passing through your intermediate and the near vision because the diffractive zone is less. Similarly, if your diffractive zone is more, so if it is more, so in mesopic condition, when your pupil is relatively more larger, most of this light will pass through the diffractive zone, and therefore your intermediate and near vision would be good, but it would compromise on your distance vision. So understanding this, how the PanOptic works. Now, if you look at the trifocal technology, they have these ridges, and the light would focus at 40 centimeter for near vision. For intermediate, you have 80 centimeter distance, and the rest of the light energy would go for the distance. So you have these ridges where you have a good vision for near at 40 centimeter, and for intermediate vision you have an 80 centimeter. Now in quadrifocal technology, what they did was they have these ridges and they are spaced in such a manner that back a little. Okay, so now in this trifocal technology, what they did was they had these ridges. So for 40 centimeter, it was good for near vision. The 60 centimeter was good for intermediate vision, and then they have this 120 centimeter for an extended intermediate vision, and the rest of the light energy would pass for distance. So the light energy was equally distributed. Now in enlightened technology, what they did was they redirected the light at 120 centimeters to the distance level. So now the distance had a more light energy, that is, and so that now the distance light had more light energy, and the rest of the light energy was used for intermediate and near. Now, if you review this diffractive technology, initially when we had this multifocal, the bifocal lenses, we had one step, that means one at power, that means one focal point. So one focal point for near vision at 40 centimeter, and the rest of the light would be used for distance vision. So this was the multifocal which we were using till now. In the traditional trifocal, we had two steps. So, and that means two at powers, that means two focal distances, one for 80 centimeter for intermediate vision and 40 centimeter for near vision. So now you have these two ridges. One ridge is for near and the other ridge is for intermediate. Similarly, if you look here, this 40 centimeter is for near and the 80 centimeter is for intermediate. In quadrifocal technology, we had three steps. So three focal points, so three add powers. So the energy distributed equally, as you see here. So the first ridge is for near vision, the second ridge is for intermediate vision, that is 60 centimeters, and the third one is for extended intermediate vision, that is 120 centimeter, and then you have the rest of the energy going for the distance vision. As you can see here, 40, 60, and 120. Now in the enlightened technology, what they did was it had a truncated step here. So this one for near, the first ridge for near, the second ridge for the intermediate vision, that is the 60 centimeter, and then you have this truncated step where the light energy directed this to distance. So now this energy is now moved towards distance. So more than about 50% of the light energy moved to distance. So here you see initially you had the 40 centimeter, which is for near, 60 centimeter is for distance, and the rest of the energy is utilized for distance, because they actually this 120 centimeter energy of light was redirected to distance to get a good distance image. And since most of our work is of intermediate is at 60 centimeter, therefore this length was utilized. Now, if you look at the design of the PanOptix, you will find that the visual acuity, it holds a good visual acuity, contrast sensitivity, as well as the visual disturbance like glare and halos are much less with this lens. It is, the Acrysof IQ is a presbyopic correcting lens, and it has the same hydrophobic acrylic material as Acrysof IQ, same mechanical design. And if you compare it with the Restore lens, which we were using previously, you will find that the Restore had a 3.6 millimeter diffractive zone in the center, whereas this lens has a 4.5 millimeter diffractive zone. So here you can see it's much more. So it is less pupil dependent. The Restore lens had a 1+3 add power, 9 rings. So it was mainly utilized for near vision and distance vision, whereas the PanOptix has 15 rings and an add power of 3.25 for near and add power of 2.17 for intermediate. Further on, if you see, the Restore had apodized diffractive multifocal. Apodized means that the height of these ridges gradually decreased as it moved from center to periphery, whereas the PanOptix had a non-apodized diffractive lens, whereas the ridges were almost same till the periphery. Here it sends energy to two focal points, that is near and distance. In small pupil condition, here it sends, in the PanOptix, it sends energy to three focal points, mainly near, intermediate, and distance, in small as well as large pupil size, because it has a large diffractive zone, central diffractive zone. In large pupil, when in Restore, in large pupil, majority of the light is sent to distance, because when the pupil enlarges and you have a small diffractive zone, so most of the light would now pass through the refractive zone, so the peripheral refractive zone of the lens. Whereas here in the PanOptix, it has novel diffractive structure that allows 88% of the energy to be utilized. So that is how it differs from the Restore lens. And the PanOptix transmits around 88% of light through the 3 mm pupil size. It allocates half of the light to distance. So 50% of the light is utilized for distance. 50% of the light energy is used for distance, and the rest, it splits the rest evenly between near and intermediate, and the rest of the 50% is utilized for near as well as the intermediate. That means 25% is utilized for near, and the rest 25% of the energy is utilized for intermediate. So this amount of light energy is transmitted, which impacts the contrast sensitivity and the quality of vision. It has an excellent performance in wide range of light condition. If we look at the suggested patient characteristics, now who all are the patients who need to get this lens implanted? Now the patient has to be highly motivated to reduce dependency on glasses. He can be a presbyopic or a young patient who has cataract, and bilateral implantation is important for neural adaptation. Now, if you look at the factors for success, now a good patient selection is very important. A thorough pre-operative measurement, proper keratometry, proper biometry is important. Accurate IOL calculation is very, very important, and a good surgical technique. Now, if you look here at the patient selections, the pre-operative exclusion criteria would include hypercritical patients who are very, anxious, who are very stressful patients. We should avoid putting these lenses in them. Patients with unrealistic expectation, who have, who are very demanding, who are asking a lot of questions, and who are looking for perfect vision, you should avoid putting these lenses in them. Occupational night drivers, of course, those patients who have who drive a lot at night, like truck drivers, or who do a lot of, like even pilots and all, who do a lot of night activities. In those patients, you should avoid these lenses, as you can have glare and halos. Some minimal glare and halos is always there with these diffractive lenses. Medical exclusion would be patients who have a corneal astigmatism of more than one diopter. Of course, now you have the PanOptix with the toric toricity correction in it. So, but you can use that lens for corneal astigmatism. But if you're using a plain PanOptix lens, then you should avoid putting it in more than one diopter corneal astigmatism. You should avoid putting these lenses in pre-existing ocular pathology, or patients who have undergone previous refractive surgery, especially those old patients who have undergone RK. And individuals with the monofocal lens, well, this is the relative contraindication. If one eye has a monofocal lens implanted, then ideally the other eye should be having a monofocal, until unless the patient demands a multifocal, trifocal, and you have explained and counseled him well. So a pre-operative assessment, a thorough, corneal examination, keratometry, proper biometry, topography. Pre-operative assessment is important to take measurements before any drops or any other testing has been performed. As Wahi sir said, that you should be doing these measurements in a virgin cornea. That means you have not done any other testing on the cornea, like applanation tonometry or an NCT. Make sure that the ocular surface is healthy. That's very important, because if you have any ocular surface disorder, any meibomitis, then you can have reading errors, and that would land up into trouble. So it's important to first, treat the eye, make him free from all the ocular surface disorders, and then implant these lenses. For instrumentation, biometry, a non-contact optical biometry is very important. And if one does not have this, this non-optical, does not have an optical biometry, then you can go for an immersion A scan. But of course, contact biometry is out of question. One should avoid using it when you're dealing with these premium lenses. And this is the Barrett Universal 2 formula, which we are now using to get an accurate IOL calculated lens. For surgical technique, a good surgical technique would mean a well-centered CCC, which should be about 4.5 millimeters in size, covering around 1 millimeter of the peripheral optic, and it's well-centered. There's a lot of talk about the alpha angle, which is basically the angle between the pupillary axis and the visual axis, and it should not be more than 0.5 to 0.6 millimeter. As you can see here, if you have an optical axis here and a visual axis here, it is less than 0.5 or 0.6 millimeter. It falls in the central zone of this diffractive zone. This is the central zone of the diffractive zone. So if it falls within this central zone, that means the patient will not have any problem. But if it's beyond, then the patient will land up into high order aberrations. During surgery, the surgery should be uneventful. If there is any complication like a PCR or vitreous loss, then you should avoid putting these lenses. If you are dealing with an IFIS patient where the iris is fluttering and there's a lot of pupillary distortion, then you should avoid putting these lenses. Also, in cases of zonal damage, capsular access tear, capsular rupture, or in all these cases where the IO stability is compromised, you should avoid putting these lenses. So this is just a video to show how this lens is implanted. Now this is, you can see there is a plus 2.2 and 3.2 add power for intermediate and near vision. And you do a normal straightforward cataract surgery. And as you were implanting your Actisoft IQ, it's almost the same way. It's just the loading of the lens in the cartridge is similar. And we need to make a round central rhexis, place the lens in the bag. And important here to mention is you should always remove the viscoelastics, not only above the lens, but also go behind the lens, and take a little more time while you are removing this viscoelastic so that you don't land up into capsular distension syndrome. So clear all the viscoelastics and remove a little time is devoted to removing of this viscoelastic, and then you hydrate the side ports as well as the main incision, and you have a well-centered lens there. So to summarize, this PanOptix lens is an innovative quadrifocal designed presbyopia correcting lens. It has a diffractive zone of 4.5 millimeters, so it is less pupil dependent. It optimizes near and intermediate vision for over 40 to 80 centimeters. It has a good range, and it has this Enlighten technology, which is the enhanced light energy technology, which provides an 88% energy usage at 3 millimeter pupillary aperture. And so who is the right patient? As I've already mentioned, one who desires less dependency on the glasses, is willing to be patient with the process, and recognizes that it may take time, because it takes time to adapt to this new system, the new adaptation. So it's very important that the bilateral implantation should be done. And since these lenses are premium lenses, they are expensive, and the insurance companies also, they don't cover these lenses. So of course the patient should have the means to pay for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mani. It was indeed a wonderful presentation, Mani. I really appreciate the content. It was very, very clear and a crisp presentation regarding of
Thank you,
do's
sir.
and don'ts of this technology. And you have very rightly enlightened us with the usefulness of the presbyopic lenses to achieve the good standards, not only for distance and but also for the intermediate. So I think if there are any more questions, I would like Dr. Manish Saxena to just uh, go forward so that we can answer those questions.
Very common
बोले
question.
बोले is variant
We
helpful
have
with the cat?
presbyopia. So, what is the surgeon's preferable method of presbyopia? The presbyopia corrections. एक तो सर ने सर तो panoptics का बोला ही है. Apart from presbyopia, this panoptic, any other method you want to choose your for the correction of your presbyopia?
Hello.
Manish sir.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. For correcting presbyopia, yeah, you can. Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah. So for correcting presbyopia, yeah, of course. Hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah, for correcting presbyopia, of course, as I mentioned, you have these lenses, these trifocal lenses, or you can go for EDOF or bifocal lenses. Now, apart from that, if you you can go for a what you say as a mini microvision. Mini microvision would mean that if you implant a lens for distance in one eye and you implant a lens which covers your near vision for the other eye, then you will have these both lenses, one for distance and one for near. So most of your activities would be done. Also for intermediate vision also, if you can go and implant an EDOF lens in one eye and you
Yes.
implant an EDOF lens in one eye and then which would correct it, give you intermediate vision, and then you implant a trifocal lens in the other eye that would give you a better near vision, or a bifocal lens in the other eye that would give a near vision. So you can do a mix match kind of thing. But with this trifocal lenses, actually the good part is that it covers all the three lenses, and the patients are very satisfied with these lenses, because with the previous bifocal and the EDOF lenses, you were losing one range of vision. So with these lenses, you are getting all the three lenses, so it's much better now.
So these earlier teacher patient है जिनका reading job बहुत ज़्यादा रहता है. Would you prefer choosing these panoptic lenses to those patients?
Yes, definitely, because definitely these lenses are good because they are not, the what you call as the photic phenomena, the glare and the halos are much reduced with these lenses. Patients are quite comfortable as this has a good, diffractive zone, so it is less pupillary dependent. So patient for near vision, it is pretty good, and the patients, they don't complain much.
Thank you. Jatinder sir, main question comes it start with the counseling part. So
Yes.
most of the time, how to convert your monofocal into multifocal. Though sir has showed multiple exclusion and inclusion criteria, but practically जब patients आपने बैठा हो तो how to say कि this is a good multifocal patient and इसको convert करना ही करना है, and how to do that?
मनीष, एक्चुअली में हमारी स्किल में ही प्रॉब्लम, हमारी स्किल तो बहुत अनपैरेलल्ड है. हमने इतने साल मेडिकल कॉलेज में पहले सब सीखा, उसके बाद फिर प्रैक्टिस जमाई, एंड नाउ वी हैव कम टू अ स्टेट ऑफ डिलीवरी. बट हम चूक कर जाते हैं काउंसलिंग एंड मार्केटिंग में, क्योंकि हमको वो कहीं सिखाया ही नहीं गया आज तक. तो मैं ये नहीं कहता कि हमको अपनी स्किल बेचनी है, स्किल तो अपने आप चलेगी, बट हमेशा हिचकिचा जाते हैं. वी आर ऑलवेज लेट्स कन्वर्स व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द टेक्नोलॉजी. तो सबसे पहले द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज यू हैव टू कीप दीज थिंग्स इनटू योर आर्मेटेरियम। अगर आपने ट्राइफोकल को अपने पैकेज में रखा ही नहीं हुआ है, अगर आप खुद रिलक्टेंट हैं, तो आप पेशेंट को अच्छे से डिलीवर नहीं कर पाएंगे। सो टेक्नोलॉजी इज सच विच हैज टू बी डिस्कस्ड। सो व्हाट आई मीन टू से इज, आप अपने पैकेजेस में आपने हमेशा ये याद रखिए कि आपको अपना प्रीमियम पैकेज भी इंक्लूड करना है। And what I say to all my young ophthalmologists is always move from upside down. Do not start with the minimum package first कि ये हमारा पैकेज साहब 18,000 का है, ये हमारा मोनोफोकल है, एक हमारा ये 30,000 का है, ये हमारा टॉरिक है, फिर ये हमारा 40,000 का है, ये हमारा मल्टी। ऐसा मत करिए। ऑलवेज मूव फ्रॉम द टॉप ऑर्डर। आप बोलिए कि देखिए साहब, जो बेस्ट क्वालिटी अगर आपको गोल्ड स्टैंडर्ड चाहिए, दैट इज द मल्टीफोकल। अगर टॉरिसिटीज में इन्वॉल्व नहीं है, मल्टीफोकल है, तो साहब ये हमारा एक्स अमाउंट है। अगर आप चाहते हैं कि आप कुछ अपने लाइफ में कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना चाहते हैं, आपको वो क्वालिटी नहीं चाहिए, आपको 24 कैरेट सोना नहीं चाहिए, आप मानते हैं कि हमको 20 कैरेट 21 कैरेट से चला जाएगा काम, तो हमारे पास उससे 50,000 से नीचे एक ये पैकेज है। और अगर आप कहते हैं कि नहीं साहब मेरे पास तो कुछ पैसा ही नहीं है, मैं बिल्कुल ही ऑर्डिनरी चाहता हूं, तो साहब हमारे पास, दिस हैज अ वेरी बिग इम्पैक्ट ऑन द पेशेंट साइकोलॉजी। फिर उसको लगता है यार मैं ऑर्डिनरी, मैं जिंदगी में एक ही बार कराना, तो मैं ऑर्डिनरी नहीं करवाऊंगा, मैं आई विल गो फॉर द बेस्ट। अगर उसके पास पैसे हैं, द प्रॉब्लम इज कि लोगों के पास पैसा है, आपके पास टेक्नोलॉजी है, पर आपके बीच में कम्युनिकेशन नहीं है। तो कम्युनिकेशन इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। ट्राई टू टेल द प्रोडक्ट विच इज ऑफ गुड क्वालिटी, जो आप भी जानते हैं अच्छा है, आप कर सकते हैं, कीप इट एट अ हायर ऑर्डर एंड देन मूव डाउनवर्ड। दिस इज द वन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ काउंसलिंग। द सेकेंड एस्पेक्ट ऑफ काउंसलिंग इज टेल हिम अबाउट द टेक्नोलॉजी। उसको बोलो कि भैया यहां से कानपुर से लखनऊ जाना है, आप मारुति 800 में भी ट्रेवल कर सकते हो और आप BMW में भी ट्रेवल कर सकते हो। दोनों में आप लखनऊ पहुंचोगे, लेकिन द सेफ्टी, द कंफर्ट एंड द ओवरऑल जोन ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन जो आपको BMW में मिलेगी, वो आपको मारुति 800 में नहीं मिल सकती। ऑल्दो द मकसद क्या था, ट्रैवलिंग फ्रॉम कानपुर टू लखनऊ, वो तो अचीव हो जाएगा, आपको विजन तो दिखाई देगा, लेकिन विजन ही सब कुछ नहीं है। द क्वालिटी, द कंट्रास्ट, द डेप्थ परसेप्शन, जोन है, द क्रिस्प विजन, द कलर डेफिनेशन, हाई रेजोल्यूशन, ये सारी बातों के लिए आपको प्रीमियम लेंस पे जाना पड़ेगा। तो अगर आपके पास पैसा है, तो ये हमारे पास चीज है जिसको आप यूज कर सकते हैं, और कई हजारों लोगों ने इसको यूज किया है। तो आपकी काउंसलिंग में वो बात आनी चाहिए कि क्या प्रोडक्ट है वो, ये ना हो कि आपके डिब्बे में पड़ा रह जाए, आप उसके बारे में बात ही ना करें। एंड द थर्ड पॉइंट, whatsoever you speak has to be re-emphasized, re-quoted by your counselor, or once the counselor has told the thing to the patient, it has to be re-emphasized and quoted by the doctor. तो जब तक ये मल्टीपल लेयरिंग नहीं चढ़ेगी, और सच का सच, कोई भी झूठा प्रॉमिस नहीं करना है, उसको बताना है कि अगर हम आपको ट्राइफोकल दे रहे हैं, तो आपको कुछ समय के लिए ग्लेयर हेलोज नजर आ सकते हैं। अगर आपने उसके बाद ये बात दिल में डाल दी है, तो आपको वो कभी परेशान नहीं करे, वो बोलेगा डॉक्टर ने मुझे बताया था। लेकिन अगर आपने कम्युनिकेशन नहीं किया हुआ, काउंसलिंग नहीं की हुई, और तब होता है, तो वो कहेगा कि ये तो मेरे साथ क्या हो रहा। सो दिस शुड बी द मेथड ऑफ काउंसलिंग, एंड दैट विल गिव यू अ 75 to 80% ऑफ कन्वर्जन फ्रॉम मोनोफोकल्स टू प्रीमियम लेंसेज।
थैंक यू सर। सर एक क्वेश्चन और है रिगार्डिंग mild amblyopic patients who are having vision of 6/9 earlier, noted 6/9, 6/12 vision. Now they have developed cataract. So will you prefer putting lenses in these patients?
Manish, you would like to answer it?
आप करिए सर पहले।
देखो पार्टनर, जो बेसलाइन विजन उसका है वो चेंज होने वाला नहीं है, लेकिन बेसलाइन से आगे जो भी विजन अब हमको देना है, वो हमको क्वालिटी विजन देना है। तो उसमें वी हैव टू गिव द क्वालिटी, वी हैव टू गो फॉर अ प्रीमियम लेंस, देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट। अगर मैं कहता हूं मनीष कोई पेशेंट 6/12 पे है, लेकिन बाकी 6/12 एंड बियॉन्ड का जो विजन उसका है, अगर वो हम क्वालिटी दे सकते हैं उसको सारी, तो उसको मालूम होना चाहिए कि ये हमारा करेक्टिंग पॉइंट है यहां से, और हम 6/6 नहीं होने वाले हैं, पर बाकी जो हमको मिलने वाला वो हम क्वालिटी दे सकते हैं। ये पेशेंट्स अगर हमने डिस्कस कर लिया और उसको वो लेंसेज एक बार सिनेलेंस चार्ट पे लगा के दिखा दिए, आई थिंक देयर इज नो हार्म, क्योंकि आप किसको चीट नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप कोई गलत बता नहीं रहे हैं, और आप बेस्ट डिलीवर कर रहे हैं। यू शुड गो फॉर इट।
एंड द सेकंड थिंग आई थिंक सर कि वो पहले से ही प्रिपेयर्ड है, क्योंकि उसे मालूम है कि यही उसकी बेस्ट करेक्टेड विजन है।
हाँ,
इट इज
उसको
समथिंग लाइक जब आप लैसिक करते हो और अगर मान लीजिए उसका बेस्ट करेक्टेड विजुअल एक्यूटी 612 से ज्यादा नहीं इंप्रूव होता है और आप उसको बताते हो कि आपका चश्मा उतर जाएगा और 612 तक आपको वो विजन मिल जाएगी,
Yes,
तो द पेशेंट
yes,
नोज इट एंड
yes.
ही नोज इट कि हाँ ये मेरी
और
मैक्सिमम
आपने कोई
विजन है।
झूठ नहीं बोला, आपने कोई चीट नहीं किया उसको, तो दैट द जॉब इज डन।
सर एक आपके लिए क्वेश्चन है, इज वेरियन हेल्पफुल विद अ कैटरेक्ट सर्जरी विद मोनोफोकल आईओएल?
हाँ, व्हाई नॉट। देखिए, मैंने आपको पहले भी कहा कि आप अपने मेन सर्जिकल इंसिजन को शिफ्ट करके आप रेसिडुअल एस्टिग्मेटिज्म को वेरी कर सकते हैं। पहले हमको पढ़ाया जाता था कि स्टीप एक्सिस के ऊपर आप अपना मेन इंसिजन दे दो, पर सच ऐसा नहीं है। एक्चुअल में स्टीप एक्सिस से भी अगर हम लेफ्ट एंड राइट 5 डिग्री 7 डिग्री मूव करते हैं तो रेसिडुअल एस्टिग्मेटिज्म जो पेशेंट को ऑपरेशन के बाद होगा उसको हम नलिफाई कर सकते हैं। तो हम अपने इंसिजन को प्लान कर सकते हैं, चाहे प्रीमियम लेंस ना लगाएं, टॉरिक लेंस ना लगाएं, कोई बात नहीं। हम अपना ए कांस्टेंट, अपना लेंसेज का जिस लेंस को हम बार बार लगाना चाहते हैं, अगर हम अपने ए कांस्टेंट को रिफाइन कर लेते हैं तो हमारा विजुअल एक्विटी इमेट्रोपिया की तरफ बढ़ती है। नंबर 2, हमारे सर्जिकल प्लानिंग में रेक्सिस की प्लानिंग सेंट्रल कितने डिग्री और कहां पे वो, एंड लास्ट में चौथा इफेक्टिव लेंस प्लेसमेंट ईएलपी हम अपने वेरियन से डिसाइड कर सकते हैं। तो हम बिल्कुल मोनोफोकल में क्यों नहीं करेंगे। हम जितनी बार प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, एक बात ध्यान रखना, आपने दीवार के ऊपर एक कोट लगाया है तो वो चमक, वो फिनिश नहीं आएगी। जब आप उसके ऊपर सेकंड कोट एंड थर्ड कोट लगाएंगे और तब आप अपने किराएदार को दिखाएंगे कि ये कमरा हम आपको देने जा रहे हैं, यू विल बी हैप्पी। तो जितनी कोटिंग आप रिफाइनमेंट कर सकते, अपने को रिफाइन कर सकते हैं, द बेटर इट इज। गो फॉर इट। ओवर टू यू मनीष।
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Sir, question is the choice of IOL after LASIK surgery.
After LASIK surgery.
Yes, sir.
After LASIK surgery, I would not prefer to go for, I will like to go for a monofocal lens. This is my personal choice. I would like to go for a monofocal lens rather than the trifocal or diffractive refractive lenses, because कॉर्निया के बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर को हमने चेंज कर रखा है और आने वाले टाइम में वो कैसे बिहेव करेगा वो कॉर्निया, दैट इज नॉट इन माय हैंड। दूसरी बात, कॉर्निया का मैट्रिक्स कितना चेंज हुआ है, दैट इज नॉट इन माय हैंड। और तीसरी बात, आगे आने वाले टाइम में खुदा न खास्ता एक्टेसिया, कभी भी ये नहीं पता कि हमको साला 1 साल बाद आया है और 5 साल बाद नहीं आ सकता है या 7 साल बाद भी आ सकता है। तो उन सब चीजों में I will safeguard myself as well as I will safeguard my patient, and Dr. Wahi will go for a monofocal lens. Let us see what Dr. Manish says about it.
नहीं, I also agree with you, sir, because वहाँ पे तो थोड़ी सी unpredictability आती है.
Yes.
You may get even after doing a thorough pre-op, investigations and everything. At times you may land up with a refractive surprise. तो
Yes.
जब इतना सब कुछ हो रहा है और हम लोग उसके ऊपर ट्राइफोकल लगा दें और एक प्रीमियम लेंस लगा दें एंड ही लेटर ऑन हैज अ रिफ्रैक्टिव सरप्राइज, तो वो तो फिर आपके पीछे पड़ जाएगा,
होगा, गलत हो जाएगा।
यस यस यस। बट एक चीज ये भी है सर कि ये जो लोग जो प्लास्टिक जिन्होंने कराया है, दे आर एमिंग फॉर इमेट्रोपिया ऑलवेज, बिकॉज तब भी उन्होंने इसी वजह से कराया था और
Yes.
अब नाउ दैट दे हैव डेवलप्ड कैटरैक्ट, सो their choice is कि they should not be wearing glasses post operatively, so उनके
I know.
लिए एक थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है।
नहीं, बस एक ही बात है, इट हैज बी प्रॉपरली काउंसल्ड एंड टेकन अ रिटन कंसेंट कि भाई
हाँ।
हमारी एडवाइस ये है, हम अच्छा अचीव करने की कोशिश करेंगे, बट वी स्टिल आर डाइसी इन आवर हार्ट। If you say it is your take, then we can go about it. It should be written, documented, and videotaped. Everything.
Exactly. Yes, truly agree.
Yes.
So there are patients in which one eye is already monofocal eye, other eye would you prefer putting trifocal? Manish sir, first to you and then Satinder sir.
Well, I would be very apprehensive. Hello. Yes,
Yes,
I would be very apprehensive putting trifocal lenses in these cases, and I would definitely suggest him to go for a monofocal vision, because abhi tak he has enjoyed that monofocal vision, that monofocality he has enjoyed, and he's used to it. Now, if you give something different from that, so it'll be a little difficult for him. So my take would be to give a monofocal IOL, and if he's very insistent, then I will thoroughly counsel him, and then I would, after telling him, after thorough counseling, I will implant a trifocal if, if he's very persistent.
I would like to answer this question in a little different way. Now, I will consider the age group. Now, supposing if the age group is of a later age, that is 60 plus, something like that. तो वैसे एज ग्रुप में तो अगर मैं एक आंख में मोनोफोकल है और दूसरे में मैं उसको अगर ट्राइफोकल दे देता हूं, तो मेरे को कोई ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. पेशेंट विल बी वेरी हैप्पी बिकॉज ही विल बी हैविंग अ बेस्ट ऑफ बोथ द वर्ल्ड्स. उसको डिस्टेंस भी दिखाई देगा, उसको नियर इंटरमीडिएट भी दिखाई देगा. बट वो पेशेंट का जो मनीष ने पहले पॉइंट्स बताए थे वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. उसका बेसिक नेचर क्या है, वो एप्रीहेंसिव तो नहीं है, और उसकी आई उसके काबिल है क्लिनिकली, तब तो इसको कर सकते हैं. बट विद एब्सोल्यूट काउंसलिंग, एज मनीष हैज सेड, अगर ये सारी बातें समझा के हम कर सकते हैं तो मुझे नहीं लगता कोई बहुत बड़ा नुकसान है. क्योंकि देयर आर मेनी पेपर्स नाउ इन सपोर्ट ऑफ इवन के अगर एक आंख में रेस्टोर 2.5 लगा है, एक में 3.5 लगा है, तो चलता है, काम चलता है. एक में मोनोफोकल लगा है, एक में ट्राइफोकल लगा हुआ, तो भी चलता है. ईडॉफ के बारे में मैंने अभी पढ़ा नहीं है. लेकिन नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट अ यंग एडल्ट्स, फॉर एग्जांपल 33 इयर्स और 35 इयर्स और 40 इयर्स, अब ये जो बच्चे हैं जो अब इनका कैरियर भी है, एकेडमिक्स भी है, सब कुछ है, एंड दे हैव गॉट अ मोनोफोकल समवेयर जहां पे उनको फैसिलिटी नहीं मिला और एक काम हो चुका है एक आंख में. नाउ दे आर हैविंग अ प्लस लेंस चश्मा लगाना पड़ रहा है नियर के लिए. नाउ देयर आर टू थिंग्स. ईदर वी गो फॉर अ मोनोफोकल with making him little more myopic so that he can have a near vision as mini क्या आपने नाम यूज किया था, मिनी माइक्रोविजन. हाँ, तो अगर वो हम कर सकते हैं और अगर हमारे कैलकुलेशंस परफेक्ट है, बायोमेट्री परफेक्ट है और इसको डिस्कस करें, तो ये आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी गुड थिंग विच वी कैन गिव टू दिस पेशेंट कि भाई आपका काम चलेगा. हर वक्त आपको मोबाइल पे देखना है, साइन करना है, चेक, तो हर बार चश्मा नहीं लगाना पड़ेगा. लेकिन व्हेन यू आर फॉर अ प्रोलॉन्ग्ड विजन ऑफ रीडिंग अ बुक और अ कंप्यूटर, तब आप चश्मा लगा लेना. दिस इज वन एस्पेक्ट, वी कैन काउंसिल हिम लाइक दैट. The other thing is, but now there are many papers coming, Manish, which say कि अगर एक आंख में है तो आप उस यंग लड़के को अगर सब कुछ ठीक है तो आप उसको ट्राइफोकल दे सकते हो. There are papers in support of it. But I have not done too much of surgeries like this, so I will be also little apprehensive like Manish कि भाई उसको देना है कि नहीं. लेकिन पेपर्स अब सपोर्ट में आ रहे हैं कि आप कर सकते हैं, और वो आई धीरे धीरे 6 महीने में अडेप्ट हो जाती है विद ट्राइफोकल इन वन आई एंड मोनोफोकल इन अदर आई, एंड द पेशेंट गोज वेरी वेल. So, but it has to be with absolute counseling, thorough counseling, and रजामंदी सर्जन और पेशेंट दोनों की, with a written documented proof, वीडियो टेप, जो बातें हो रही है वो ऑडियो वीडियो टेप्ड होनी चाहिए और रिटन कंसेंट होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि जमाना थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा होगा.
In post-traumatic cataract, one eye post-traumatic cataract, young fellow, 15-20 years of age, would you prefer trifocal?
No. मनीष, तुम्हारा क्या?
No, definitely not, because जब trauma हो जाता है तो everything gets disturbed, and even the pupil can get distorted, so that will, it is always better to go for a monofocal.
और कब एंगल रिसेशन हो जाए, कब उसका आईओपी चेंजेस आ जाए, कॉर्निया एंडोथेलियम डिकम्पनसेट होने लग जाए, बड़े बवाल हैं, और ऐसे में अपने को सुरक्षित रखिए एंड गो फॉर अ मोनोफोकल.
Ashish, can you hear me? Because I don't see any other questions. If any other questions, chat box.
Yes, boss. I can hear you. Now there is no questions. The one question which was attended by Vai sir, there was one question from the group that has been already attended. So there is no question.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, Vai sir. Thank you, Manish sir. It was really, कि हम लोग वो जो स्लाइड्स में शेयर करते हैं, those are the theoretical aspect, और जो हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं, जो प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज, that is the most important thing coming to attend this webinar. Basically वही हम लोगों को गेन करना होता है, and it was really very enlightening. So thank you जतिंदर सर, आपने बहुत टाइम निकाला कानपुर ऑप्थेल्मिक सोसाइटी के लिए.
मनीष, मेरे को तुम्हारा थैंक यू तभी कंप्लीट लगेगा जब तुम मेरे को वहां बुला के चिकन विकन खिलाओगे और बाकी सब होगा. भैया बहुत दिन हो गए ऐसे करते करते, चलेगा नहीं पता.
सही बात है सर.
वेलकम. ये कोरोना ने सारी मिशन खराब करके रखी हुई है सर. अभी
धीरे धीरे
खाना होता है तो ऑनलाइन खाना पड़ता है।
हाँ, इसको
the
ठीक
माहौल
करो,
माहौल
जल्दी
बेटर
पिलाओ,
होता है सर।
खिलाओ
we
पिलाओ।
would we would love to have you sir, बिल्कुल।
हाँ, तो जब ये सब खत्म हो जाए तो भूलना नहीं, मुझे बुलाओ भैया, चाहे
अरे
कुछ भी हो।
definitely
And I'm
Okay.
really thankful to all the lovely audience who have joined today, and our sponsors, basically from Alcon, Ashish. Thank you so much for providing this platform.
Thank you,
And
sir.
जैसे हम लोग मिलते आए हैं, हर महीने हम लोग मिलते हैं. Next month also we are planning a big symposium. So hopefully I invite you all. Date and those things will be shared very soon. So till
Sure.
then, stay safe. कोरोना से साथ ही जीना, लेकिन stay safe, stay protected. All the precaution must be taken by all the members. And very good night to all. Thank you very much for joining.
thank you
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye, Manish.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you